Are we good parents or are we bad parents? Am I a good father or am I a bad father? Or is there something like parenting even exists? Do I need to learn parenting? Do I need to teach myself before I teach my 5-year-old son? As a father of a young lad, I often come across these thoughts. So, while thinking about all these illusions and delusions and ideas, I came across a book, Choices and Voices of Children. It was a book with some extraordinary thoughts and writings, written by none other than the noted author Meheck Mukherjee. So, to discuss the concept of parenting that is ever evolving with times, that is ever evolving with the nature, the times that we are into, I have Meheck Mukherjee as my guest today. Meheck, welcome to our show.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for saying so much about the book.
So, Meheck, my first question to you is, do we need to unlearn? Do we need to unlearn the way we used to parent, the way we used to teach our children? Is there a way we should or we could forget about what and how we were taught by our parents?
Absolutely. It's high time we do that. Because if we don't do that, anyways, our children are not going to abide by the way we are living. You know what people do? They try to train their children for a future from the past. Now, the future that our children are going to see is completely different from what we grew up in, what we lived in, and whatever we are going to teach them today. The way technology is growing, the way AI is growing, the professions are changing. There's no point of teaching them what we learned in our childhood or what even we know right now. The best way today with children would be allowing them to explore various areas that are available now, and also, you know, dive into their own intuition, follow their awareness. That is what you need to teach your children.
So you're telling me, heck, that don't teach.
Hmm.
Is that what you're essentially telling me? Do not teach. Just
Yes.
follow the
Yes.
course.
Don't
How do
teach
that happen?
anything.
How do that even happen?
Hmm.
When I sit with my son, let's if I have to talk it in the practical terms, whatever I believe, maybe I'm wrong, whatever I'm discussing with him, I am trying to tell him is a kind of teaching itself. Maybe not the conscious or the practical teaching, maybe the subconscious way of teaching. So are you telling me that I shouldn't teach or I shouldn't think?
What will you teach your child now? Languages? There is AI to do that. Math? There is AI to do that. History? It's on their fingertips. What will you teach them?
That's an interesting question. Maybe manners, maybe behaviors.
Yeah.
Shouldn't I
You
or
teach
should
them
I?
to connect with their heart.
Hmm.
Teach them to be good humans.
Hmm.
Teach them to be there for the planet, for the people, for everything that is real and true.
Okay.
Be custodians of the planet that we are living on.
Okay.
Yeah. And have skills, life skills,
Okay.
like teach them swimming,
Okay.
teach them lighting up a fire,
Hmm.
teach them what is true physics, true chemistry, not just from books, but how can you use that in real life?
And what are a few things? There might be a long course on what a parent must teach its children. But what are a few things? Let's say 5 things that you advise this generation, this new generation of parents to not to teach their children. What is that knowledge that we shouldn't pass to our children?
Not to teach your own experiences,
Okay.
because teaching always comes from experience,
Yes.
whether it is a teacher or a parent.
Okay.
Everyone tries to teach from their experience. I would say teaching is obsolete.
Okay.
It's more about
Mm-hmm.
discovering life together.
Mm-hmm.
Even on the planet, if you see any of the major inventions, what we call inventions, were actually discoveries.
True.
Everything is here, it's just discovered.
Okay.
So, what you could actually develop in your children, not teach, because it cannot be taught. Develop a curiosity mindset,
Mm-hmm.
develop a habit to ask questions,
Mm-hmm.
develop a habit to follow your heart
Mm-hmm.
rather than think from the mind and function from fear. Choose to function from your heart and from love.
Meg,
Because,
sorry for interrupting you. Are we are we turning our we try or attempting to turn our children into machines? Uh, I mean, सुबह उठो स्कूल जाओ फास्ट आओ बड़े हो जाओ पैसा कमाओ. That is something that we've all been essentially, maybe the way of dealing with our children has changed. Maybe 20 years ago the parents used to slap their kids. Maybe today that is not the course. Maybe
hmm,
today they seek counseling and stuff, but essentially the goals remain the same. Are we trying to turn them
uh,
into machines?
yeah, people are trying. They try their, to the extreme level that my child should be like me.
Hmm.
And they also try that whatever I couldn't do in my childhood, whatever my unfulfilled desires were, all of that my child should get,
Mhm.
whether he's asking for it or not.
Mhm.
And if you understand what is generational trauma,
Mhm.
we are a sum total of all of our ancestors
Mhm.
and all of their unfulfilled wishes.
Mhm.
So, say your child, he has the onus on himself or herself to fulfill all the unfulfilled desires of his father's lineage and mother's lineage. Now, how will the child do all of that?
Mhm.
And that is the perpetration of the cycle of generational trauma. So they will have all the fears, all the inherited illnesses, they will have all the inherited choices that, okay, maybe somebody was a musician in your family, somebody else was a singer, somebody else was a journalist like you. Or so that child will feel all those emotions that, oh, today I want to become this, tomorrow I want to become this. That happens with all children, right? Where is that inspiration for so many different professional approaches or different games or different thought processes coming from? It's coming from all of the sum total of all the ancestral unfulfilled wishes. Now, if every child is going to do that, where will we go? We will be burdened and burdened by all of this trauma and the wishes. And today's children, frankly, with the way the collective and the way the cosmos is, have a chance to break that cycle.
But Meg, how do we deal with the goal part in that this GOAL, the common name part? Because you know, I agree with you. You told me about let us allow our children to follow whatever they wish to follow. That is one
Hmm.
level of things. I mean, that is one layer of parenting. I'm going to allow my son to become a musician or a cricketer or a sports person, a fitness coach, a doctor, whatever he wants to be. That is going to be his journey. Okay. But this common goal that okay, whatever this person is doing, whatever this kid is doing, he or she must have a good life. And to have a good life, he or she, whatever with whatever she is choosing, she must make some good money. So, what this generation of parents are doing, at least a sizable chunk of it, people like me maybe, they're asking their children to follow their heart. But to follow their heart, in course of following their heart, they also wish that their children become a rich, or if not rich, a person who's making some sort of good money. Because as they say, world is a market, and this financial aspect of what your child might become maybe is a sorted thing. 20 years ago, my parents wanted me to become IS. The entire mohalla where I lived,
Mhm.
everyone wanted their children to become, government officials because they thought that this gives them the secure life. Today, our mentalities, the way we think have changed. I'm fine with my daughter, stepping into modeling. But again, I would constantly encourage her to do it in a so damn great manner that she becomes rich, she becomes successful. Is success a factor that we should be actually, injecting into our children, or do you think we shouldn't even think about that? Or if we don't do it, how is the life gonna be for them?
This is such a long question, and there are so many parts of it. Let me address it bit by bit, whatever I
I'm so
remember.
sorry about asking
Yeah,
a long question.
it's too long. So, the first thing I heard and that came to my awareness was I allow my child. I wish to ask you, who are you to allow your child?
Yeah, true.
Who are you to give permission?
Mm-hmm,
That child is a beautiful soul
mm-hmm,
that has come to you to take care.
mm-hmm,
The child has come through you, not from you.
mm, true.
So, you're no one to allow the child. You're no one to teach the child. What you can do, though, and what you should do, and is your responsibility, is to guide the child when the child comes for guidance. And when the child comes for guidance, also do not teach the child. Now, this is complicated. I get it. Immediately, there'll be question marks that what are you saying? It doesn't make sense. So, when the child comes to you and says, I wish to become, say, a doctor, it's the most common thing because it's role played everywhere. So, you ask, why do you wish to become that? What would you like to do? What is it that is making you feel good about it? Who do you want to be like? So there is no teaching here. This is only raising his curiosity so that he also can work with his emotions and feelings and figure out within himself that what does he truly desire. The problem is that all humans of any age group, children, adults, whoever it is, we don't really know what we want to do.
True.
And then whatever life serves us, we pick it up.
Mm,
We are living half hearted lives, living from, this is what is my life, from a possibility, world of infinite possibilities, we come to a limited world of survival because there was nobody to guide us. When you get true guidance, you are able to arrive at what is truly your highest potential.
mm-hmm,
And you arrive at it.
mm-hmm,
Nobody can tell you.
mm-hmm,
Even as a coach, if someone comes to me, I my only job is to help them arrive at their highest potential by asking them the right questions.
mm-hmm,
And this beautiful book has, it says 100 ways, but there might be 10,000 in this questions, which will help you to ask the right questions to your child.
mm-hmm,
And when you'll ask those questions, the conversation will itself lead you to it. The one thing I would say is before you start asking questions, put this intention out that whatever is the best for this soul, not for my child. The moment you address it, him or her, as a soul, that direction becomes very different. You're no more owning your child. You don't have the ownership. You are not having the ownership of taking responsibility of the child's success or failure, also. You're just there as a being, as a soul who is given this task to take care of the child.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. So do that. And when you'll start doing that, your parenting journey will become very easy
mm-hmm,
because the solution will come to you on its own.
mm-hmm,
You will not have to run after the goal.
mm-hmm,
And oftentimes, after a few days, the child wants to become something else and then something else. And allow that. That's not wrong. As I said, this is all the unfulfilled wishes of ancestors.
mm-hmm,
Now, your imagination is real. We think that only what is, you know, tangible is real. But everything that you imagine also is real.
Mm.
And that is also living in a completely different universe. It's alive
Mm.
in a parallel reality.
Mm.
Now, whatever is this unfulfilled wishes of so many, many ancestors is getting fulfilled in these small, 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 small journeys.
Mhm.
And finally, when there is something that the child is truly gifted with, he's come with his gifts. He's only developing his gifts. He's just owning his talent over here. The talent is there. The problem is that the parent can't find what is the talent.
Mm.
So allow this to happen without stopping the child that no, you need to do this only. You know what parents do? Suppose a child is a good photographer. He clicked 5 photographs and the parent felt, oh, he's a lovely photographer. He begins to make that solid and true. Why? Because sometime in his life, he wanted to become a photographer and he was not allowed. Now, suddenly the child is showing interest. So now it has become the parent's personal agenda. I will make him a photographer. Don't have agendas. Be in the question even when, because that same unfulfilled wish of that ancestor was coming to you also, that I wish to become a photographer, which you left, and then this child also is exploring the same option.
I I'll again, come to the point zero of this conversation. What about the finances? I mean, see, as a parent, I've passed, maybe I sometimes feel that
Mm.
I've passed this thing of, maybe allowing was the wrong word, of influencing or trying to influence the choices of my son.
Yeah.
I wish to have a daughter in life, maybe. So maybe we have overcome that. But again, I've not been able to overcome, Meheck, the financial aspect of it, because maybe because I am from a country that has seen all sort of changes in the past 30 years.
Mm.
Maybe we are in the ages of being materialistic. Whoever owns the more material is the superior in the society. Maybe that has gone into my mind. But then again, I sometimes feel that okay, whatever my child does, he has to be a rich person, or if not a rich person, someone who is making some good finances, who is able to take care of finances. Do I need to learn unlearn, Mehak, this thing that it is okay not being very rich or not being very affluent? Should I stop worrying about this thing?
Yeah, you should stop.
Because
Just
as
allow.
parents we all have these thoughts, we still do have these thoughts.
Yeah, and it is
Yeah.
abusive.
It is abusive, right? Okay.
Financial abuse is the biggest form of abuse that is
Mhm.
happening to many of us all around the world.
Mhm.
And it is not even mentioned anywhere. There is a chapter in my book
Mhm.
which says, does money make you greedy? And
Mhm.
it's all about financial abuse.
Mhm.
How you talk to your child when the child asks you for something which maybe you can't afford.
Mhm.
That is the place where you begin that abuse.
Okay.
If your child is asking you for a holiday and you feel that I can't afford this, or I don't have the time for this, or whatever be the reason,
Mm.
and how do you talk to the child at that time?
Mm.
And abuse again is is not because you want to abuse the child, it's because you have been abused. You will do what you are done to.
Mm.
So it's like it's going on from generations.
Mm.
And when we think about money, one, there is no limit to it,
True.
but that doesn't mean that you don't create or generate it. But there is a very alternate thought process that I have over here. And being a money coach for a long time and conducted more than 290 plus money workshops, there's one thing I would say to you: money comes to the party of fun. If you are not enjoying what you're doing, you'll never generate money from it.
Mm.
Now, also addressing this, that why parents want the child to make money, because somewhere you're sick of it and you want the child to go away. You don't want the child to be dependent on you. You're
True.
scared of that.
That is true.
So when you will
I accept
function
it.
from fear
Mm.
that I'm scared that my child will not be able to do well and I will have to work all my life. And maybe that work is not something you also enjoy. So you don't want to work all your life to support your child. And it's such a glop and glop. It's such a craziness over there.
Mhm.
And when you are not happy, you cannot teach your child to be happy. So, parenting is a joint effort where you both discover your true self.
Mhm.
Our parents didn't do that.
Mhm.
It's sad. Many parents didn't do that. But that is no excuse for you to not start.
Mhm.
You can start. You can start with exploring life, exploring joy, exploring what your heart truly desires, and following the heart instead of the mind. There is a lot in this book. Sadly, I can't read the whole book,
Mhm.
but I would definitely share what page it is, and maybe you all can put, a screenshot of that page on this podcast.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's page 127.
Mhm.
It's page 127 in this book. Um, you can take a shot of this, both the
Okay.
sides, 126 and 127. So, how you respond to your child in that moment is going to define whether you're abusing him or loving him. Now, how will you check? See, there are only two core emotions, one is fear and the other is love. Whenever you're talking to your child, before talking, ask yourself, am I saying this from fear or am I saying this from love? A lot of parents tell the child, I'm scolding you because I'm loving you. Because I love you, I'm forcing you to do this. That is not love. That is actually rooted in fear, and it is called parental gaslighting. And that does not allow your child to bloom into what he has come here to bloom into. It's a sad thing, but by the age of 8, almost all children have been destroyed, and their wishes, their innocence goes away, only to then later maybe find themselves if they choose transformatory work or if they choose to do some self help, then maybe they find themselves around the age of 30, 35. So, as parents, it's our responsibility to choose a different reality for our children. And our children are definitely choosing it. Like Gen Z, they are different. They do not want to carry the generational trauma like we have been carrying. They are not choosing it. And that is why maybe this book has shown up. That is why maybe this podcast has shown up. So that parents, like the entire collective, gets present to this that we need to provide our children what they are asking for. They are asking for a different reality, a reality where there is more heartfulness, there's more love. People are not fighting with each other, not competing with each other, but co creating with each other, which is already existing. Aren't you seeing that?
It is.
Like 10, 20 years ago, how much co creation was happening?
Mhm.
And how much co creation happens today? How much
Mhm.
collaborations happen today?
Mhm. Mhm.
I have a 20-year-old son,
Mhm.
and he tells me that, Mom, around my friends, and even he's an entrepreneur already,
Mhm.
and he's creating his own, his own brand and all. So he says, everyone is so helpful.
Mhm.
I don't experience people who are, trying to get the best out of me or cheat me or anything. They are all ready to contribute to me in different ways.
Mhm. Mhm. But Mehak, I get what you're saying. Maybe maybe there is a maybe I'm wrong.
Hmm.
I come to you with a disclaimer. Maybe there is a minuscule fraction of Gen Zs
Hmm.
who are not expecting from their parents. But in my experiences, I've come across Gen Zs who want their parents to stop expecting it, which is a good thing. And I agree to it. But they haven't stopped expecting. How do you address
That's
that?
called entitlement.
Yeah, that's called entitlement. We have been discussing about the parenting of children, who are maybe under 10 or 12 or
Hmm.
15, still going to schools. But I believe parenting is a lifelong process. You are parenting your children when they're 20. You're still having conversations when they're into their
Mm,
30s,
mm,
and it still affects,
mm.
right? So, how do you address the sense of entitlement into a children?
So, this is a very deep topic, but if I take you to the root of it, that means, according to entitlement, the entitlement means the child is expecting certain, maybe material things, non material things, all of it from the parent. That means the parent is at the effect of expectation,
Mm,
right?
true.
Now, let's look at the parent's childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Were the grandparents,
Mm-hmm.
parents to these parents, were expecting their child to do something?
Mm-hmm.
And this generation, the millennials, what we call them, they were having expectations which their parents had of them, and now their children are having expectations from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we are
So,
in the age of antithesis in this direction.
so
When,
this,
yeah,
no, this is the trauma that the millennials, this is a collective millennial trauma.
I agree to it. But how do we address it? Is
For
there a way?
that, you have to work on yourself. You have to do the shadow work. You have to do trauma healing. You have to look at what is happening within you. Where did you give up yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you allow your parents to invade your personal space?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, children won't allow their parents to invade.
Mm-hmm.
They are more aware.
I again get it, Mehak. But
So,
yeah.
this is not about the children. This is about the millennials. This is about the parent, where the parent is not choosing to heal. Now, when the child is coming up with this is the question the parent has to ask himself, that do I have to deliver? First delivered to parents, now delivering to children. When will I stop being at your service? Like, be there for everyone, care for everyone. But, like that Air India Maharaja thing, always at your service. You don't have to be at anyone's service.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everyone is responsible for their own growth.
Mm-hmm.
And the child needs to learn that how I can be responsible for myself. And that takes me full circle to developing skills rather than teaching.
Mm-hmm.
It's a it's a constant loop that we are in.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't choose the tools that we are talking about right now, and conscious parenting, the group of tools I call conscious parenting tools, if we don't choose it now, we will be suffering. And if we suffer, our children will also suffer.
Mm-hmm.
So who is going to take the responsibility to break that cycle?
Mm-hmm.
So, of all the work I have been doing in the last 15 years, the millennials are the cycle breakers.
Mm-hmm.
And more of them are choosing it. And the ones who are choosing it are actually having ease with their parents as well as with their children.
Their children. Okay. So, uh, so Mehak, I get your point. So what you're telling me, support your child up to a certain age, when it till when it is actually required, maybe.
No, I didn't say support your child to a certain age.
Okay.
Support means giving food and giving a house to stay is not support. Support is emotional support.
Yeah, that is a lifelong process. Sorry if
No,
I.
that is
Yeah.
not a lifelong process.
Okay.
That is where we make a mistake.
Okay.
That is where we are still dependent on our parents and we think that the parents are going to help us. We need to educate our children to be able to support themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we need the right tools for it.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that everyone,
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting it as a generic statement, everyone thinks that I don't need to learn parenting.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no school that is teaching parenting. I need to learn how to make money. I need to learn how to work hard and get a career.
Mm-hmm.
But parenting is something that is natural. It will come to me naturally. No, people don't know how to parent naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to learn to parent so that the child can support himself. And this is a very strongly Asia issue.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen parents in Japan raising their children so independently.
Mm-hmm.
Children can do so many tasks on their own. There are, say, machines, tools, which will also aid them, which are for children who are living alone, when the parents are at work. But we don't have any such systems. Here we spoon feed children.
Mhm.
We are there for them. Please don't be there for your children because it's of no use. You're only passing trauma. You're destroying the children's futures. By not being there for your child, you can be a better contribution.
Mhm.
And by being there only when the child is asking you for guidance.
Mhm.
You know, giving time to your child is good, but giving quality time is better. Abuse time is not good. The more parents stay with the child, the more they are abusing the child. That
So,
is the problem.
so this, again, I come across, I've been coming across this issue very often. When me and my friends we sit, I've been seeing parents telling their children कि बेटा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, कुछ भी करो, घर से बाहर जाओ, कुछ भी करो, बस के हमें सही बात बताओ, सच बताओ. Constantly, asking your child when they are developing into beings to share whatever they're doing with you. And obviously, when they share, you do come up with a feedback. It's very natural, right? So, is it a wrong notion? Is it a wrong thing to do to ask them to constantly share whatever they are feeling, doing, in whatever direction they are giving? Is it also coming from the sense of self entitlement that we know the best for you and that's why you should share with us?
Yeah, it is self entitlement. It's also fear. It is, see, teaching doesn't happen only verbally,
Mhm.
it happens non verbally.
Mhm.
It happens through projection.
Mhm.
So, for example, if you have a fear that your teenage daughter will go out and she will, be at the effect of,
Mhm.
the wrong elements in society,
Mhm.
you don't say it to her because she wants to go.
Mhm.
But in your head, you have that fear.
Mhm.
You project it out into her world.
Mhm.
She will also develop that fear. And because that fear exists within her, she will actually become element of attraction towards all these wrong elements.
Let's.
So the
I'm sorry. I'm
this
sorry.
is a deeper topic. Let me talk.
Yeah, she.
Ruk
Please.
jao.
Yeah.
I know your question.
Okay. Yeah.
Relax. So does this mean that we don't tell them anything?
Mhm.
Or does this mean that we are constantly, on them, tell us everything? See, your children are not going to share with you, especially teenagers.
Mm.
You can't deal with teenagers in the same way as you have dealt with 5, 6 year olds. And if you have not used the tools of conscious parenting when your child is younger, then you will have to face the brunt in teenage when they will not share with you. They will create alternate social media accounts, hidden accounts. They are all friends. Their friends will also lie. They'll not come and share with you the truth. They will share with you only how much you can receive. They'll be like, this much is enough for dad. This
Mm.
much is enough for mom. I don't have to share everything with them.
Mm.
So, what do you do in that case? Again, you go back to the same tools. The beauty of conscious parenting is that it is simple. Intelligent parenting is very difficult.
Mm.
Conscious parenting is very simple. You just ask a question. You ask them, what are you doing? Where are you going? When will you be back? Do you need any help? What can I do for you? What support you need from me? Ask them these questions without any projection of fear from you, within you, and towards them. And then let them respond. The more questions you will ask, they will not feel invaded. This is more about human psychology rather than parenting. It's a very fine tuning of the psychology. If I come and tell you something, you will feel that, she's invading me or ordering me, or she thinks she knows something and I don't know. But if I ask you a question that how do you feel about this? I'm making that space open for you to express. And the more a child expresses, the less he suppresses. And all of the major problem with children today is addiction: smoking, vaping, drugs, everything, gaming, social media, numerous addictions, addiction to a particular thought process, addiction to thinking that somebody is abusing me, addiction to abuse itself, all of these things. So the more the child expresses, the lesser the child will suppress. The lesser the child suppresses, the less prone he is to addictions. All addictions, A to Z, all of them, they come from a suppressed being. When you can't express yourself fully, you resort to some support, and that is an addiction.
True, but see, we have been constantly discussing about love and fear, love and fear. But Mehak, aren't some fears real? Like, if let's say I have a daughter, I have a teenage daughter, the example you gave, and I have this fear that she might, go out. She's 15 years old. She'll have a boyfriend, and she might make out with someone,
Mm.
right? Let's assume for that. And I have this constant fear, and I'm also, you know, fearful about the medical side effects of it, right? The medical side effects of it, or the mental side effects of it. So don't you? And that's why I discussed this thing with her. And while having those discussions, I pass a certain thoughts or set of ideas that keep yourself protected. uh, if you're into intimacy with someone, at least use protection. This is just an example, right? Let's see, I'm passing such thoughts to her. Am I doing the wrong thing? The entire question is only three words: aren't some fears real? Shouldn't be worried about the fears that we have.
I would say fears are not real, but your awareness is definitely real.
Mm-hmm,
On some days, you will feel that no, my child shouldn't go here today.
mm-hmm,
Some days you'll be feeling absolutely fine about it.
mm-hmm,
Your awareness is very real.
mm-hmm,
Never, uh, you know, never disrespect your awareness,
mm-hmm,
dishonor your own gut feeling. But before you make it real and true, check within yourself that am I just having fear? Am I just projecting fear? Or is it really dangerous?
mm-hmm,
So just work that out in your head. And if you feel it's really dangerous, do approach your child and see to it that the child is safe. Whatever it needs to be done has to be done.
Okay, this might not come into the flow, but I had this separate question
Hmm.
already prepared or thought of for you. How do we are we are we making our children? Uh, are we are we not teaching our children about financial awareness? You know, again, a lot of things revolve about finances, money, materialism. And sometimes I think that 80% of the problems that are arising is maybe because of, the materialistic ages that we are into,
Hmm.
and the finances, the money. Maybe I'm wrong. Uh, so is there a way, Mehak, to make our children become financially aware?
There's one thing in India, especially,
Mm-hmm.
that we want to support our children fully.
Mm-hmm.
And where we need to really train them, one of the trainings that you need to do is help them create something of their own. Maybe a small business. Maybe somewhere they are exploring all aspects of creation of a product and selling, marketing, doing all of those things, making some money and then investing it in, whatever they want to invest it in, and then teaching them through that whole project, like a project based learning. That is something which I think the child would enjoy, the parent would enjoy, and would give financial awareness. Now, the problem is that we don't have time, education, but education today has become very obsolete,
Mm-hmm.
extremely. There are so many companies today, while they are hiring people, they are openly saying it doesn't matter if you don't have a degree.
True.
You can just come, and with whatever skills you have, you can support us, because these companies and businesses are from millennials or even before that, and they need to upgrade. They need the skills of the younger ones.
Mhm.
So allow them to create whatever they desire. Like, if I have to give you my own example, my son is developing his own brand. And first, he chose to work with shoes. Now, he's choosing to work with clothes. And I have given him a free hand. You research, you find out whatever is good for you. And I'm still there for him. It's not that I'm not there.
Mm.
I am investing in his business, and I am supporting him with whatever information I can give him. But 80% of the work he is doing. I'm not putting my thought process into how it should be, what should be. And here comes that space of trust. Do you trust your child?
Mm.
But you can't trust your child if you don't trust yourself.
So maybe we've again gone into the choices aspect of it. My question was very straight forward or simple, that whether you know we as millennials, we are we making them financially aware, as if how much spending is more than what's required, how much spending is lesser than what's required.
But Aman, when
Are
they
we
will make
providing?
their own money, then only they will realize it. Jab tak, till it is coming from the parent,
Mm,
and that trauma is going on,
mm,
till the parent is thinking that, oh, it is my responsibility to provide to the child, and the child will keep expecting from the parent and will be entitled to whatever ancestral wealth, you'll never be able to break that barrier and go into this next step. This is step 2, that we build a business together, we do this project, you create money, and I'll support you till you need support, and then you create your own money. If
but
the child is creating, say, 10,000,
mm,
he's entitled to 10,000.
mm. But then again, Meg, what happens? No, what I've been seeing is, I've been providing my child the entire life. Just let's just say I sent him to a convent school, or maybe the best possible private school that I could have afforded. She went to her classes with a chauffeur sitting on the back seat. Maybe she thinks that buying a Starbucks coffee, uh, what rupees 800 bucks is fine. But when she starts a career, she again has to start it from 10,000 bucks, because at this in the same process I've also allowed, or maybe allowed is not the word, I've also uh, given her that freedom to do whatever she wanted to do. And because of that, she's not starting with that salary of 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and that is not going to fulfill the lifestyle that she always had. How do I address it? How do, in the same process, how do I make her self aware that, okay, uh, this thing is something that you're having it, right? You have this support, or you do have these resources, but this is actually not that you should aim for in life. And what happens at times, because children are not able to fulfill their own desires or their needs, it affects them mentally. If the child has been buying a Starbucks coffee all her life, and if after 2 years of a service she is not able to afford it, sometimes it affects her mentally. She gets into that sort of depression or overthinking stage, that am I doing enough, am I at the right place? How do we address that? How do we make them aware that what was there won't be there?
See, mental health issues are real.
Mm,
A lot of people would say that, no, you should stop giving the child, or you should provide for the child, maybe if the child is not able to. But addressing the mental health issues is very important. And one thing I tell all children, a lot of children come to me for coaching and support, and my own son, that you can go into the world, create what you desire, do what you feel like, But if ever in your life you feel that something is not working for me and you're going through a downfall period, my doors are open for you. So we don't shut the doors for our children, one. At the same time, we don't make them dependent on us. So, how do we do both? So, you as a parent need to know that, okay, at this point, I have to stop. I can give you something out of love, not out of fear. So, for example, you anyone makes 1 lakh rupees and the child is demanding something which is worth 2 3 lakhs. You have to be able to say, no, I cannot afford this, I cannot do this, but if you want to create this, I can support you in any other way, and we can create this together. Help the child with whatever your means is, maybe a connection, maybe generating money from somewhere else, maybe getting a loan. That is when the child will be willing to receive financial education. You can't educate a child with finances from your experiences or what you think is right. When the child comes to the verge of, I wish to have this, and you cannot provide it at that time, that is the time when the child is ready for financial education. But most parents, what they do at that point, they abuse. That's the whole thing. That when is the time to start responding in different ways?
True. So, Mehak, this was a truly enlightening conversation. At the end of it, and I would say this is the beauty of the conversation that we just had. I only have questions. I only wish to sit with you for long hours having this conversation again. But obviously, I'll go back, retrospect. I'll think about the answers that I've got from you. And thank you so much for your time. This was a conversation like no other. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you the best, and I thank you for whatever path you have chosen, the words that you have been serving the society with. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about choices and voices of children. It's high time we hear them. And you were a child once, and you need to hear yourself also. This book is available on all formats, in Kindle, on Amazon, as well as in Audible format on many platforms. Grab your copies. It's literally free, but it has a lot of stuff.
Thank you. So at times it is not about getting the answers. It is about getting the right questions. Uh, this was me, Aman Divedi, having a wonderful conversation with Meheck Mukherjee, signing off. Thank you.